Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Accelerate and Multiply live stream. Today's guest has had a career as one of Australia's top real estate agents. She's the founder of a highly successful magazine, and for more than 12 years has impacted more than 500,000 lives by educating on the importance of magnesium. And today she's going to share with you new insights, ideas and information to eliminate stress. Would you please help me welcome to the live stream, Sandy Sanderson. Welcome, Sandy. Well, I'm really looking forward to this conversation because I had a comment on my Facebook page the other day that you think that I might need some magnesium. So I'm going to get inside of your mind and learn because I want my health to become better also.
Yes, so this probably, I would say, this is one of the biggest health problems on the whole planet at the moment, because the more stress you have, the more you lose magnesium, the more your kidneys pee it out, and it doesn't get recycled like it needs to. So we fall into a bit of a trap. And if you'll notice, all diseases originally have their origin from stress, some kind of stress, chronic stress, traumas, whatever the stress is, you've become depleted. You haven't had enough nutrition, especially magnesium, to help rebuild and recover. And so you keep descending into a downward spiral. And when we become magnesium deficient, we get more sensitive, more vulnerable, more teary-eyed, more reactive. We get highly emotional. In fact, a lot of women tend to go to the doctor thinking they've got hormonal problems, when in essence it could be just a magnesium deficiency. And the byproduct of that is hormone imbalance. But really, low magnesium makes us hypersensitive. And so we lose our strength. We get weaker, we get more vulnerable and more, we can't help ourselves. We need more help from outside. We lose that inner strength. So I went through that process in my early 50s. So that would be, more than 10 years ago. And I had menopause and I was working in the magazine. We had a little tourist publication on the Gold Coast. So I did everything. The GFC was hitting, so I had to let go of some stuff. I had to do not only the editorials, but, learn how to do the graphic art. I had to work around the clock sometimes to meet deadlines. Print deadlines were essential because it wasn't printed on time. It didn't go to the letterbox delivery people on time. And so there was a lot, deadlines aren't called deadlines for nothing because they can lead to death.
They do. Well, this problem is huge. And according to the latest research on workplace stress in Australia, stress is costing the economy about $14.8 billion. And in my opinion, Sandy, a lot of people don't even know when they're stressed. So what are some of the signs and symptoms that people can start to identify within themselves when they actually are stressed? As an example for me, my wife says, "Husband, we're going on holidays. You better not be sick again." And I said, "Why is that?" She said, "Because every time we go on holidays, you get sick." And so I know I'm stressed throughout the year, but it's not until the first day of the holiday when I end up with a sty in my eye, my sinuses get blocked or my ears get blocked, that I realize I'm stressed. But it's too late. So what are some of the signs and symptoms?
Yeah, so your body can actually hold things back, but only to a certain extent. And then, it might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and then you have this avalanche of symptoms. So magnesium deficiency can be growing for quite a number of years, and we don't know it. We don't realize it. We learn to live with it in a sense. And then you have a crisis. And I look at the crisis I had with my magazine, where I got severe heart arrhythmias, terrible chronic fatigue, terrible brain fog. And a lot of people think that this was part of menopause, but let me tell you, when I discovered magnesium, because I was already eating a fresh, healthy food diet, I was getting exercise, I don't smoke, and a handful of other nutritional supplements from the health food store, but nothing seemed to be working. What I discovered was I couldn't digest all the tablets, especially the magnesium tablets. My digestive system was, gone. I'd like to use an expletive, but I'm not sure about your show.
Let it out there. Let it out there.
It was effed. So when I started to read some books about magnesium deficiency, because I had to learn how to help myself. I was one day rushed to the hospital. My family thought I was having a heart attack. The ambulance came, took me there. I was having very severe heart arrhythmias and went through all the testing. And the cardiologist eventually said, look, you've got no narrowing of the arteries and no blockages, and your heart muscle's working fine. He said, we can't find anything structurally wrong with you. But he said, you've just got a glitch in the electrical system that drives the left ventricle of the heart. So it was having an extra blip when the main atrium was coming down, which disrupted the whole rhythm. He said, it's like a twitch in the eye or a little cramp or an involuntary muscle twitch. He said, get over it. You'd be surprised how many people have this problem. So he said, there are no drugs, medications for you because your blood pressure is way too low. He said, if we slow your heart down, you might die of a heart attack because then the heart gets too slow. So I went away thinking partly I was relieved because I'm not a medications kind of person. I like to live naturally as much as I can. But then I was disappointed because I wanted answers, and I thought, oh, well, if it has to be, it's up to me. So I got online and I started to plug in some search terms. And I'm talking about 2008. There really wasn't a lot out there. I discovered.
Let me just jump in here for a moment, Sandy. Let's answer this question for Gail. Gail says, does stress also affect our appearance?
Oh, it certainly does. I looked older 10 years ago or 13 years ago now than I do now, because magnesium is necessary to build proteins. And guess what proteins are? They're your hormones. Proteins are enzymes that help you build cells, that help you detox. Enzymes are in our collagen, which is in the skin, and elastin, which makes the skin elastic and stretchy and more youthful. So the whole structure of your skin, hair, nails, bones, teeth, everything is reliant on getting enough magnesium because it's your electrical system. It's the master mineral electrolyte. It's the power plug. I call it the power plug. So if you might have everything else there available, but if you're not driving enough metabolism, enough electrical energy via the mitochondria, then you're not able to supply the energy for detoxing, for building cells, for building collagen, and everything starts to dehydrate and get old and wrinkly and crunchy faster. So that's not good.
Let me take you back for a moment. You mentioned brain fog, and I think a lot of people are problem aware, and they say, I feel like I've got this brain fog. They have this feeling of confusion. They can't concentrate. Their thinking slows down. How does this problem impact the brain fog? Because you mentioned it before. How did you experience that problem?
Well, so I was pumping way too much adrenaline to try and stay up late to do an all-night shift. Your body has to pump a lot of adrenaline, like there's uppers, so your eyes get really wide and you'll start to get shaky and drinking lots of coffee. And
I need a sip now.
It keeps you awake, but it's really not very good for your adrenals because then they get overworked. They start pumping out too much adrenaline, and then you can't sleep at night. So some of the symptoms are, agitation. You can't sleep. You get revved up at night. So because it affected my thyroid, I became hypothyroid. It was really hard to get up in the morning. I was like, my husband had to bring me cups of tea and, give me a shoulder rub and a cold face washer. And I really found it so difficult to get up in the morning, and I really lost a lot of my energy. Yes, weak digestive system. So it's not a question of how much you're taking in orally, it's how much you're absorbing through your bowel wall. And so a lot of people are taking magnesium tablets because the doctor says, take magnesium, you need it. You're getting muscle cramps and all sorts of other magnesium deficiency symptoms, which are basically heightened hyper stress. Take magnesium to calm down. It's our calming mineral. But what happens is the tablets are formulated. They've got fillers and other ingredients in. You have to digest it. And then you might make enough stomach acid. It has to go through the next level, and the bowel wall may be unable to. Certainly, it can't absorb large quantities because then it just makes your bowels loose. It attracts water, and you get diarrhea. And the only way the bowel wall can absorb optimal levels is at low concentrations, such as what would be in spring water and foods. But then if you've had a lot of stress, how can you absorb a lot through your gut wall if it only can take so much? So then I came across transdermal magnesium, which apart from having an injection, so intravenous magnesium.
Let me come to that one. Let me come to the solution in a moment.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, they're confused. So they're trying to self-diagnose. They're trying to figure out, do I have these signs and symptoms? And is it worthwhile doing it? Because we have a bit of a culture in Australia that we don't go to the doctor until we're sick. We don't repair the car until it's broken. We don't change the tyres until they're bald. What are some of the benefits of actually improving this part of your health? What are some things that people will start to see immediately? We live in this instant gratification world. What are these things that are going to happen once people start to solve this problem?
If you replenish your magnesium sufficiently, the quickest thing you'll feel is just calm and relaxed. You start to sleep better. And during sleep, your cells renew themselves, and so you wake up more refreshed the next day. So getting your sleep vitamin is hugely important to recovery. And just feeling mentally well and clear, because during sleep your brain's detoxing itself, for which it needs more magnesium to help do that, because magnesium drives the enzymes and the melatonin and all the beautiful brain chemicals that we need to clean up the mess that we accumulated during the day. So we need a lot of magnesium for sleeping deeply and well. And then after weeks and months
Sandy,
of use...
let me just ask you a question here, because this could be a breakthrough moment for a lot of my clients. A lot of my clients say to me, Daniel, I feel stuck and I don't know what to do next. I feel stuck, but nothing bad has happened to me. So I think sometimes they go down the therapeutic route thinking that maybe there's something happened to me in my childhood. Maybe something that I'm repressing, but perhaps maybe this is the problem. Maybe they don't have enough magnesium. Could this be part of why people feel stuck and they don't know what the problem is?
Yeah, it's funny you should say that, because I've been working for the last 2 years with a US celebrity psychologist. She helps people overcome PTSD. And she's been using our magnesium in the process because it helps people relax. So that then allows her to access the mind better. So when people are more relaxed, they're more open and they're more receptive. So she's found it as a way. Her name is Dr. Jamie Turndorf from AskDrLove.com. I'll give her a little plug because she's been doing a lot of good work to spread the message for us as well. You know, we're all on a mission, and I just out there wanting to make the world a better place. And, you know, how may I serve? This has always been my philosophy. And even my own crisis was, for me, a sign that I needed to do something different, to be better, to change something, to fix something. And when I discovered what my problem was, I realized what the cardiologist said. You'd be amazed how many people have this problem. And so it became my mission to share my experience so other people that have similar things happening can fix it easily without drugs, medications. You know, I don't know how serious the problem is. Everyone needs to consult their doctor. Obviously, we're all different. When we're not one t-shirt fits all. But if you address the magnesium problem first, you might find that you don't have anything left over to fix, or that what is left over is minimal and easy to identify, because magnesium has such a broad, wide-ranging effect. The whole body can be affected by low magnesium because it's the electrical energy. It's the power.
Now, Sandy, for our clients who want to learn more about this, because there's people there who will be listening going, this sounds like me, this sounds like me. I've got the brain fog, I've got the low energy, nothing's happened traumatic in the past.
Muscles, you get rocks
tight
and
muscles.
lumps in your muscles and sore joints and creakiness, you know, that bristly feeling.
So tell us about your website.
Calcium.
Let's get them to your website. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn more about Sandy's work, I want you to visit her website. So, Sandy, what's your website?
So it's Elektra Magnesium with a K, you know the girl's name, electramagnesium.com.au. So we're in Australia, but we ship out all over the world. Doesn't matter where you are. And if you have a question, feel free to send us a contact form. We'd love to hear from you. But we've got resources, videos, podcasts, blogs, scientific information, lots and lots of things you can read about magnesium to see what fits you, and a huge range of products to suit different skin types. So if you've ever used transdermal magnesium and you've found it sticky or irritating, take heart, because we have a beautiful range that suits all skin types, even the most sensitive ones.
Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, go to electramagnesium.com.au. What I'm going to do at the end of the podcast, I'm going to share it in the links section below. So go to the website and follow the work of Sandy Sanderson. She's based in Australia, but they ship worldwide. Sandy, thank you so much for sharing this insight today. I know my mum is a big ambassador of that magnesium. She's given it to my dad over the years, and he looks fantastic. So, Sandy, thank you so much for being here with us today, and I wish you all the best on the journey. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've got further questions for Sandy, make sure you follow her at her website, electramagnesium.com.au, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Ciao for now. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Sandy.
Cheers.